Okay. I appreciate it. I just want to make sure I'm giving y'all as much information as possible. And we're doing really good all the time, too. Okay, so the ecosystem effect, okay? Now, I put Jed up here again, and a quick tip. I might just even drop a random tips on y'all throughout the thing. A quick tip. So, for example, you can see her page, right? But she only got 54 posts, right? And you're like, how the hell is that? How you make 15,000 followers but you only got 54 posts? Sometimes you can have your main page looking a certain type of way, and then you can either, one or two things, you can either archive your images or your videos, or just remove them from the main grid, and they'll be in the Reels page. So they ain't going nowhere, they're in the Reels. So if somebody wants to go and do a deep dive, they can go there, right? Because you might be like in a show, or you might be holding flyers back to back, and then you're like, I don't want these old flyers on here. Let me go ahead and archive it. That way it keeps your page up to date. Okay? You can keep maybe one flyer, you know what I'm saying? Especially if it's the last or the past events from like a couple years ago. But if it's like 4 or 5 of them, you might want to kind of concise it, right? Or maybe archive the extras, or remove, if it's a reel, remove it from the main grid, and that way it just stays in your reels. So it ain't going nowhere, it's in the reels. So this way you can make it look like, yeah, I'm about that. I'm about that. You gonna come follow me, because I ain't got nothing up here. But you following me anyway. So I learned that from her. That was like really interesting. So I was like, okay, cool. So awareness, main page. Like I told you, we talked about this. Awareness is the biggest thing. You want people to see you, right? That's gonna be your main page. So you guys already may have a page that you want everybody to go to first. Okay, so that's what this would be. Okay, and then it goes into, which reminds me, what is y'all's favorite platforms? Instagram. Okay. Instagram. Okay, and why?
I keep getting flagged on TikTok. So at this point, Instagram is the only spot that is not, well, they shadow ban me, but it's not so horribly bad that I'm risking my age.
Okay. What about you?
I ain't really get into TikTok, I guess because I'm a little old school.
Okay.
I've been here since Instagram started, so I've been rocking with it ever since.
Okay. Now, do y'all go to any other platforms, or just Instagram's the only thing?
I go to Facebook to check on fam, but other than that, no.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, my Instagram and my Facebook are linked, but I haven't figured out the navigation of marketing myself on Facebook. And I want to also go over to YouTube, but that's also where that fear of post and perfectionism comes in.
Okay. Post everywhere. Post everywhere. You don't have to start everything today, because it does get a lot. Even with me, it be a lot sometimes. Sometimes I post one thing on Instagram, and then tomorrow maybe TikTok. And then the next day might be YouTube. Some people, they do have platforms though, that they can do all the pages at one time, which is your one piece of content. Some of them might have a free trial, some of them might have to pay for it. But if you just want to test that out, it's up to you. But keep one piece of content, and don't be afraid to put it on all the platforms. We can work out the tweaks and what makes sense for each platform later on. But ultimately, your goal is to try to be, again, awareness. You want people to see you. So if you just stay on one platform, it's going to keep you limited to that one platform, because everybody's not on Instagram. As you say, she's old school, and I get that, because I was definitely me too. I'm like, bro, I don't even like these trends. Like, how am I going to just? He's like, bro, I like to dance with. I ain't know what else y'all want to see. So, this is where you can find different ways to make that work. So even if you're getting flat on TikTok, this is where the creative stuff, like if you maybe do hair, you know what I'm saying, you can post those things on there. If you cook, you know, do those things. Jada was getting flat a lot too. Okay, I was at the point where I know she had one page that definitely got taken down at the beginning, and then the second one she blew up because she was doing the feed up videos, right? But even now, it's like hit or miss for some. But keep posting and just find those different loopholes. So if you have a video where you're dancing, you got all your clothes on, you might want to post that on TikTok.
That'd be my problem. I always have all my clothes on. So they be like, you naked. I'm like, no, the nips and lips is covered. Yeah. But they'd be like, no.
But then let somebody have a whole body so going out there.
Thank you. Or smaller bodies have whole babies.
That's our disadvantage. then we gotta make it work for us,
Yeah.
right? So we know the disadvantage, so it's like, now how do we trick the system?
Okay.
How do we
My
use it?
thing is with Facebook, Facebook, like I said, I go on there to check on the family and stuff like that. Certain things I don't want my family to see.
Yeah,
So that's why I don't be on there, and that's how I moved to my Instagram.
okay. Fan pages on Facebook do really good, okay? And that's also if you know how to market that, right? So you don't have to have, now, there's two things you can do on Facebook. You can do a whole separate account, block all your family members from it, all right? That way they ain't gotta see it. So you're gonna do a whole separate personal account just for your dance community, okay? That way you jump into a lot of dance pages, because there are dance groups on Facebook. You connect with people that you've probably never seen before. Now you're making new relationships, new supporters, all right? And then creating a fan page will definitely be the best. Another thing when it comes to family, because you can block your family on there too. Yeah. And that's only, again, it goes, and even if, say you're still hesitant on putting you out there on Facebook in that sense, you can do it to where it can be seductive but mysterious, right? So there are content creators out there who don't even show their face. Like I see this one lady's page who has a lot of followers, she has a lot of engagement, but all you ever see is maybe her back and her legs. And she made it work. Like, it goes to show you that there's so many different ways you can make awareness work for you without showing your actual face, right? So if you're like, I want to put shades on, I want to put blindfolds on, or I want to have this different staple, you know what I'm saying? It might be something you might go into, but like, you know what, I want to add this to my whole act.
Be anime.
You see what I'm saying? Because anime is huge. Anime is huge right now. You know what I'm saying? So you could use that, right? And then still have a poll. You could be in your anime costume. Oh, baby, they don't love that.
Okay.
They don't love that. Yeah.
Cosplayers beat that up.
You know what I'm saying? And then finding those Facebook groups, because you got Facebook groups that have anime, and there's so many of them. So many of them. So it's going to be, again, getting on all the platforms, but learning where to go on each platform. So that'll be a way to navigate it. If you don't have a lot of engagement on page, go to Facebook groups. Connect with people. Be like, hey, don't go in there trying to promote, right? Your intention is to build a relationship. You can promote later. You can promote on your actual page, okay? So once they come to your page, it's that trickle down system, right? So once I get you guys to look up, take a second, but I'm gonna break it down because we just did it. Okay. So the awareness page, right? The main page you want them to go to. So if we're talking about Facebook, you want them to go to your fan page, all right? So you build a community that's going through Facebook groups. Now if somebody can comment under your picture, under your video, oh, you look good, girl, I like your outfit, where you get that from? That's a whole conversation. You better tap into that. Have the conversation with them, right? Then you're building a community. Now they're like, okay, so she's not uppity. She talked to me, you know what I'm saying? And people showing you love, you say, I appreciate that, thank you. And then of course the haters, because trust me, what we do, we're gonna have some haters. They talk about us right now, okay? So build up that community and show love to people that show love to you. So say you have your second personal page just for dance. Somebody requested to follow you or to add you as a friend. You add them. If they have a video or picture that they're doing, you show support. Because guess what? It's gonna come back to you. Okay? You don't have to go ham and then go overzealous. But every once in a while, here and there, you're like, all right, cool, I like what you're doing. Good job, sis. Like, keep it up. You know what I'm saying? They be like, okay, I like what she's doing. Now they want to come check you out. Okay? And sometimes it might be a lot of work. And then sometimes you might end up liking it so much because you're building that community. That's what you want. You build that community, okay? Because ultimately, that's it for a second. Once you build that community, you start creating collabs. Now they want to work with you. Some things at first might not be for pay. But if it makes sense for what you're doing, and you read the guidelines, and you read the rules, and they're like, okay, this makes sense, I can do this, then cool. Strategically, right? That's when somebody may have a magazine, and they're like, hey, I'm creating this new magazine, I would love to feature you in it, would you love to be a part of it? I I bet I might not be getting paid for it right now, but who knows who might see me in this cover? And you can pump it up on your own page. I'm published now. Come find me. Buy this printed magazine. I am her. You know what I'm saying? So now, because you done pumped it up, now the company's gonna be like, oh shit, she really made my magazine sound like it's doing something. You know what I'm saying? But you understood the relationship. You know what I'm saying? So collaborations, that goes into DMs, that goes into other engagements you can have with other people. People might be invited to their events. You might go to events to support people, not just to perform. You know what I'm saying? Because keep in mind, I'll be the same way where I'll be like, I'm so used to working. I gotta buy a ticket? I'm usually behind the scenes. So I gotta spend money? James, buy a ticket. So those things matter. Because I did, give you guys another example. I went to an event last weekend. So this is a client I was trying to get on. And they had been asking for somebody to come work with them. And I was like, you know what, this would be cool. I would like to do. So I reached out. I was like, yo, this is what I do. So I did a conversation. Then I got this free event that's coming out, so as theirs, and would love to see you there. So I'm like, I don't feel like going nowhere, but I do with this client. What would you do?
You gotta get up.
You gotta get up. You know what I'm saying? So I got up. I got no car. So I wasn't off in the Uber downtown. That's in Decatur. So I was like, all right, let me get on Marta, GCT. They still work up today, it's Saturday. So let me go ahead and get on there. Pay me a little $250. Went down there and had a pretty good time. Show face. Sometimes people seeing that you want to go the extra mile, if it makes sense for you, like if it's out your way and you come out of pocket, I wouldn't do it. It has to make sense, because I've had other opportunities, people like, yeah, come on through, we got people coming in, and you can meet with people, but it's like, but you want me to bring my camera too?
Yeah.
Like, nah, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. So, again, make it make sense for you, right? So, for that one, I was like, she not asking me for nothing. She just wants me to just see the event and how she does. Because, like, at the end of the day, it would help for how I'm going to work with her, how I can see how she builds her brand, right? And it worked out great. Like, now she's a client, paid client. Like, she ain't paying 50% of the invoice. She's paying the whole invoice. You know what I'm saying? Because of that little bit of interaction. You know what I'm saying? So for what we're trying to do when it comes to taking your brand to the next level, this is where, again, having to move differently, right? You're not just a student anymore. You a boss lady now. You got to think and move like one. Okay? All right. And then the next thing that will go into would be your income and your products. Now, product is a byproduct of it, but your income would be anything. At this point, it would be services, for example. For me, that's obviously what I do now when it comes to my marketing aspect. So, I do videos, photography, and all that stuff. People can buy each of those individually, right? But if you want the whole big shebang, I can do them all three. But of course, I'll give you a package for it, right? So once I get all these things done and connected, I can have you actually purchase any one of my services, right? Or if I have a product, which in this case would be my ebook that I have out, okay? And it's how to be a paid videographer, doing what I do, learning step by step on how to get paid, film other people, right? Start with just your phone. So that's something that you could also going to have if you're like, you know what, I do know a lot about this topic. How do I concise into a product so people can actually buy it from me and buy that knowledge, right? Because all the years we've been alive on this earth, you've acquired a great amount of knowledge that nobody else really has or people are afraid to talk about, okay? So once you get past the fear of posting, once you get past the fear of talking on camera, now you can really have that product of, hey, this is what I know, and I feel like you guys might benefit from it. You know, giving that tidbit and be like, okay, cool, well, let me see what she got. You know, so that will go into that as well. And then, of course, again, subscriptions. Again, that's your OnlyFans, your Patreon, like a plethora of subscription model websites that you guys can sign up for and have people pay to get on. I think even Facebook they have a subscription model as well. Once you get to like a certain amount of followers and a certain amount of views or a certain amount of posts that you've made, you can actually have people subscribe to that page. Instagram got it too, right? So same thing. If you're like, you know what, I want to show people this free stuff, but I'm like, I need to make some money from this because y'all looking at a lot of free shit. So now you can create, they got the broadcast channel, you can do that too, as well as the subscriptions, right? So you can have them pay, even if it's $2.99 a month, $5.99 a month, like whatever you want to start off with to get them in, and then give them a little more than the average public person would see, you know, that you're okay with, you know what I'm saying? So if they're trying to pay for some other stuff, you're gonna pay a good amount of money for that, you know? So again, broadcast channel. And that'll be like it's like a WhatsApp group inside of Instagram. Yeah. So yeah, so understand this is the system. Okay? Awareness, the main page where everybody go to. Building a community. Connect with the people that's talking to you. If people are talking about, I want to see this, and you got 100 people saying the same thing, you might need to create some content on it. Okay? Then the connections, the collaborations, the opportunities. Now people are saying, you know what, I see you do this so much. Let's go ahead and see what we can do. And this is going to also tie into, say, for example, brand deals as well when it comes to the income. Because now that they see you so much, they know you're talking about it, and they know somebody knows what you're doing, they're not going to have any issues of putting money down with you. Okay? Which I think is going to be the next slide.